We're back for another edition of the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. Thank you for joining us. You can always check us out on our website, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. We are on YouTube as well on the ImperialHomeTeam.tv site. You can hear the audio version on SoundCloud, and we are live on Facebook over there and over there. My name is Ron Johnson, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. David Nelson, as always, is here, licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, and also a licensed real estate agent with RE/MAX Advantage Plus is Dawn Seepersad, who is here as well. What we like to do is talk about the local real estate market, talk about our listings that we've got coming up, some buyer situations and things like that, hopefully provide some useful information to folks out there who are either looking to buy or sell their homes, and kind of chat from there and try to have a little fun along the way. So thanks for joining us for the podcast. And let's start out with you, David. You've got some listings coming up that you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, first off, just want to wish Chris Mosier happy birthday. Officially, he's 33 years old today.
Wow.
So we're hoping to pull him in today, but he's out doing birthday fun stuff. So
He's getting old.
happy birthday, Chris, if you're watching. Yeah, he's getting old, 33.
Happy birthday, Christopher.
That's getting up there.
Good Lord. Yeah, so back to the business. I've got 5 upcoming listings coming on. 2 of them are in the Woodhill development. They're the identical same floor plan, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. One's at 18089 Kindred Circle, which is a cul-de-sac. That one's coming on probably the end of this month, possibly the 1st of August, around the 265 range. Both of these floor plans do have main level living, so laundry, kitchen, full master suite, private master bathroom, all main level, 2-step entry, so it's pretty nice to get into.
Nice.
Yeah, they're really nice. And they sell very quickly, so I foresee these doing the same. And then the other one is going to be coming in the 250s, maybe the upper high 250s, and that's on just further down from that one, still in the Kindred area. And that's coming in probably within 2 weeks, meeting with the stagers this week and getting the details hammered out on that one. Also got one coming in Prior Lake, main level, detached, townhouse, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. It used to be a model home. New carpeting, fresh paint, coming in around $369, and we're taking photos of that one next week, so possibly on the market next week or early following week. Another one just south of Lakeville, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1 level rambler on 2.5 acres, coming in just under $300, about $290. House is built in 72, so it's a very solid home. It has been some updating, and some, like the kitchen hasn't been fully updated, but it's a great property if you're looking out to move out of town. And it actually butts up next to the Heritage Links Golf Course. So your backyard neighbors are golfers. So you're not gophers.
Golfers.
Golfers.
Okay.
And
Just hopefully they're accurate.
Well, you're far enough
Right?
back. I guess I can't guarantee.
Yeah.
But you're far enough back. But it's so you have just extreme privacy, and it's a great location. It's in Lakeville Schools. Like I said, that one's coming on probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's not really fully hammered that out yet, but around the 290-ish. And then lastly, I'm not going to give too much details because we're not sure if they're going to come on the market or not. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms again. Upper 6s in Lakeville, backs up to a pond. They have a pool, hot tub, water feature. It's a beautiful custom home. It's an Al Mays house, so absolutely gorgeous. Main level living, walkout basement. So that one may be coming on sooner than later. We don't know exactly yet, but that's going to be upper 6s.
Perfect. A lot going on.
There's a lot.
I thought it was the end of the summer coming up here.
I know.
Yeah, and the last 3 I talked about were yesterday, Monday. Just bing, bang, boom.
Wow.
And the one that was in Prior Lake, they called me yesterday and said, hey, you helped us out previously with another agent who passed away. I helped him out, helped that agent out. So they're like, hey, we want to list our property, and let's get it going. So
Cool.
Awesome.
yeah, it's a busy time. So even though it's school's coming on the corner, I hate to say it, and fantasy football starting in a month, and it's still a hot time to buy and sell.
I've never heard anybody correlate the real estate market with a fantasy football draft timeline, so you just did it. So I think we just made history.
Yeah, it's a big time of the year.
Right, so now we can start telling. You usually tell people this end of school or school's about to start, or the snow's going to fly. Now it's fantasy football draft is coming, so sell your house.
Yeah. Well, then it's like instead of saying it's an A+ home, it's like works well for multiple TVs, fits up to at least your 12-person league football in the basement.
That's important.
It's huge. And you heard it here first, probably not, but I think Vikings are going to go beyond the first round of playoffs this year.
There you go. They have a new building, I heard, too.
It's
And-
yeah, it's made out of Adobe. It's really pretty.
Perfect. All right, Dawn, what do you got going on?
I have a new listing in Apple Valley. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, oversized 2-car garage. Really nice. And unit townhome.
And
So
that's
it's
one
a
of the
large
first times the
townhome.
words oversized is actually appropriate to use.
Right.
My friend, he's oversized.
Yeah,
This
you don't
doesn't
want
fit.
that.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. This 2-car garage is oversized, so a lot of storage. New landscaping inside. Big, large, blossoming crabapple tree. It's corner lot, like I said. Everything is updated, pretty much. Kitchen, appliances, granite countertop. Listed at $168.
Perfect.
So,
And that's
yep.
that just came on the market.
Just came on the market.
Okay.
It's in Apple Valley, right off of County Road 46 in Garrett on Griffin Path. So, yep.
And what's the address of that one?
It is 15833 Griffin Path.
Okay.
And then we'll have Dawn's information on when you see this video wise. Otherwise, if somebody wants to check that out or get some more information on, how can they reach you?
They can call me at 952-465-9728 or email me at dawn@imperialhometeam.com.
All right, perfect. And our website as well, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. I've got a pre-listing. We just pre-listed it on Friday or Saturday, or I guess it was Friday. 7035 Pima Lane in Chanhassen. It's a twin home.
Okay.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's a split level. 2 bedrooms upstairs, 1 down low. Full walk-through master bathroom, and then a 3/4 bathroom downstairs. It's got a walkout downstairs to a patio. There's a freshly power washed deck up top. They painted it throughout. It was built in 1980. Original owner.
Okay.
So, well maintained type of home. Have some updates throughout. There's a house on the corner that's currently pending. I want to say, and this one's coming on the market at 184.9. There was a home on the corner, similar size, same age, that is listed and just sold. The list price was 205.
Wow.
There was another one that sold at 185, so we feel pretty good about where we are at the 184.9.
Right.
It's in Chanhassen, so it's a part of the District 112 school districts, the Eastern Carver County schools, which are highly rated schools. As you know, if you try to buy a house in Chanhassen, you got to bring your cash with you. So it's a really affordable way to get into that school district. So 7035 Pima Lane, Pima Lane. As we sit here today, it's July 12th. We'll have a open house on Sunday, July 17th. So if you want to check it out, you can do that as well. We should have it listed. We have pictures on Wednesday, tomorrow. So I should have those up by Thursday and probably listed on Thursday.
Nice.
So we'll go live and then have the open house on Sunday. A couple other things I'm working on.
And that one is on Zillow too.
That's on Zillow. Yep.
So you can check that one out.
Right now, just exterior pictures on Zillow. Not that anything's wrong with the house. It's just it wasn't painted yet, and they were
Right.
cleaning it out, and they were actually having a garage sale when I was there. So all sorts of things. So,
And they were living in it.
They were
That's
living
kind of
in it,
it's
yeah.
Zillow, yeah.
So
What happens.
so we'll have the professional. It just wasn't ready for professional photos at that point, but we'll have those on Wednesday, and then those will be up on the MLS. But yeah, thank you for that. So you'll be able to find it on Zillow on our Imperial Home Team Premier Agent page. A couple other things I'm working on. I've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom split level in Burnsville that we're working. We're trying to. The client's kind of going back and forth between should I buy or should I sell first. He can buy if he wants to now. Obviously, would have more money to buy if he sold. So he's kind of going around in a circle a little bit, figuring out what he exactly wants to do. So we're out shopping, and then hopefully have that 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom split in Burnsville coming on. Working on another one in northeast Minneapolis where it had some hail damage, so they're redoing the siding and the roof. So we're going to wait
Yeah,
for
good
that
call.
to get
Yeah.
taken care of. But we'll be able to market that, so that'll be good. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, really cute little. I want to say it's about 1,100, 1,200 square foot house in northeast Minneapolis, real traditional type 1950 style built home in northeast, and possibly a condo coming on in Chaska. So working on all of those
Wow.
things for right now. But the one on Pima Lane, that one is pre-listed, and it will be listed coming up this week.
Okay.
One of the things we wanted to talk
And if somebody was going to contact you,
if
Ron,
someone wanted to get a hold of me, they could
What's the
reach
best
me
way?
on my Facebook page. That's a fair way to get a hold of me. Otherwise, my number is 612-817-5657. My email address is long but appropriate. Ron Johnson Real Estate. So my first and last name and what I do at gmail.com.
Witty.
You're
Ron
in real
Johnson
estate?
Real Estate
Oh.
at gmail.com. Yeah, that's actually my last. It's a hyphen. My mom got married, so it's hyphen.
it was
So, yeah, so
Oh,
real
okay.
estate.
to Alan Real Estate. That was his last name.
Yeah, Ron Johnson Real Estate at gmail.com. Otherwise, you have the website, TwinCitiesRealEstatePros.com. One of the things we want to talk about this summer, and I know we've all been very busy. Pretty much any real estate agent has been fairly busy, and if you've had any good listings or you've got active buyers, you run into on both sides, hopefully, well, better so on the listing side than the buyer side, but multiple offers. There's all sorts of different ways to deal with them, all sorts of different ways that clients are going to react. So I guys' in your guys' thoughts. Start with Dawn. Maybe have you run into more multiple offers on the buy side, the list side, or kind of both?
I actually just had a situation on a listing in Apple Valley that I sold. We had multiple offers on it, and the reason why my sellers chose the offer that they chose was because we, got a nice solid offer, of course, and then we also got a nice letter from the buyer,
Which is always a good idea.
and then a picture. They're newlyweds. They sent in a picture of their wedding,
Wow.
their wedding picture, and gave us a nice letter on what they were going to, how they were going to utilize the rooms and how the home would fit for their new upcoming family, and that's why my sellers chose that offer. So not only was it the nice solid offer, but it was also a letter and a picture as well to kind of personalize that offer. So
And I think too, a lot of sellers that have especially been in the house a long time, and maybe they've outgrown it and they're kind of going on to the next level. They love to know that their house is going to be taken care of by maybe somebody similar to them. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard my sellers are like, "Wow, these people remind us of us at that age."
Yes.
And that's cool, because then they feel they're kind of passing the torch on to somebody else, that they can grow and live in the house, and just like what your
Right.
sellers
Yep.
did.
Yep.
The emotional attachment is nice.
Yeah, I think a big part of the point there too is, I think when we think multiple offers, okay, how much money can I throw out there? But there's a whole lot of other aspects, right, to the offer.
There is.
And that technically not a part of the, it's a part of your presentation, I guess,
Right.
with the letter.
Right.
So you have to, the money has to make sense, and all the other details have to, earnest money and closing date and lender commitment and who you're using and finance, all those things matter,
Exactly.
not just who's going to throw the biggest purchase price out there.
Right.
right.
And sometimes too is, I've been asked, my sellers will always kind of ask, they don't, the buyer's agent doesn't have to say it, but they'll say, is it going to be a rental property? Or who's kind of coming, who's going to buy it? Is it going to be a flip? Is it going to be whatever? So some people may not want that buyer if they can not choose it, because they don't want to become a rental property, for example.
Right.
And so it doesn't. There's a lot of aspects into it. One of our newest agent, Kim Androff, she's had a buyer taken around, and they've done, the last two offers went into multiples, and she lost out on both of them, not because of the purchase price per se. It was for one of the terms is they were FHA buyers,
Right.
and the conventional ones are kind of winning out, and it was just a frustration of her buyers and herself too,
Yeah.
that they can't fix the FHA part, so
Right.
they just have to deal with it.
Yeah, and try to make other things stronger, or
Yeah.
the letter, or
Right.
if you've got a little bit of extra money for the earnest, or whatever, you can be more aggressive with the closing costs or
Closing date too.
closing date, all those things. Which I guess with FHA you're kind of limited there sometimes as well. But yeah, there's just so many different things, and the letter brought up a situation I had this past spring in Blaine with my buyers. The wife was a combat vet, the husband was also a veteran. And they wrote this long letter about how they were veterans, and they met in the National Guard, and then they both were deployed to separate parts of the world, and then they kept they were dating at that time, and then being apart really strengthened their relationship. So they wrote this whole letter about their story and presented it. And I still to this day don't know if the listing agent was just saying this to make us feel like we're getting a deal or whatever, but we had a pretty strong offer. But she said, "Hey, you guys were not the best offer, but they chose you because your clients are veterans." So we really appreciated that. The buyers appreciated it. Of course, during the inspection period, when we asked for 6 or 7 items or whatever it was in the inspection, she goes, "Well, just let me remind you that you guys weren't the best offer." And I said, "Well, just let me remind you to please present this to your seller
we're still
and
veterans.
get back to
Exactly.
us." Right?
And we're still veterans.
And they're
Right.
still veterans. So anyway, yeah. So they did it. They wrote that letter, and that, according, believing her for her word, was what put them over the top.
Right.
Yeah, and I had another one. We ended up getting it too, but it wasn't even a multiple offer situation. But we saw it I think we found out about it pre-list, and it went on like an hour before we got in there. So we were the first people to see it. And it was going to be a really nice. Chances are it was going to go to multiples.
Mm-hmm.
So my buyers wrote a letter. The sellers wrote a rebuttal letter. So essentially.
That's awesome.
So it's because, in some situations, and I think we were pretty competitive on the price. We asked for some closing costs. So they wrote a letter about how I think the sellers had one baby and then another on the way. My sellers were a new couple, hadn't had any kids, and they did the whole, because they saw the pictures. Hey, we want to raise our family here. Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Right.
So the rebuttal letter was, well, basically, if you like this house so much, pay us more money for it, without saying it that way. So. So that was
Well,
that
it
was
is
the
what it
first
is,
time
I
I had
guess,
seen
right?
that, where they wrote a rebuttal. We ended up getting it done,
Right.
but so sometimes you have to be careful
It was like,
with what you write in those letters.
Yeah,
They gave
that
you a-
is true.
we really, really want this house. We didn't pay anything for it.
And basically, the
Don't
seller
put-
said, "Well, if you want
No.
it, then you got to pay us more money."
yeah, did you send them an unthank you note?
No, we got the deal done, so that was
That's
pretty
good.
good.
Well, even after closing, and I heard this about a couple of weeks ago. One of my former sellers, they moved out. They sold the house to really a couple that was them back when they were young kids, and they had 3 little daughters growing up. The new owners had the previous owner's email just because they had questions back and forth, and the homeowners wanted to communicate, which is totally fine by me. I don't care. So the previous owners shot me an email that they had received from the new owners, and it was their little girls playing on the driveway, and they had chalk painting, and they said thank you. And of course, Mrs. previous seller was she started crying, and it's stories like this, it just kind of makes you
Yeah.
love what you do.
Yeah.
But it does go a long way. So like those letters do add a lot, and then I think it just kind of carries over. So now these people lived in the house for 20 years before selling it. They completely feel at ease now that the letter they received previously was legit,
Right.
but now they're like, oh, it's us. They feel really happy.
Right.
But how about dealing with your buyer? You're out with that buyer. You've seen 20 houses, right? You finally put in an offer, and then it gets 10 offers, and you don't get it, and it can build real frustration, I think, for buyers, and also kind of a balance. I'm working with a buyer right now who, since we've worked together, has been able to get his approval up to about $25,000 or so. So that's helped. He was an FHA buyer, now he's conventional, so that's helped. But we're still getting beat
Because of Brexit?
Oh yeah, I think it's because of Brexit. Yeah, is why that all happened. And when we talk, he's like, okay, well, how much? And kind of his initial attitude going in was, what do you think the seller's going to take? And I said, it doesn't matter. There's no bearing at all what the seller's going to take. It matters what these other 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people will accept. And again, sometimes too, you have to watch. You could throw out more money, but it also has to appraise, so then it falls through
Right.
later on. We saw a property where we lost out in multiple offers and saw it sold for $20,000 over list price, which fine, good for you. We weren't ever going to compete there.
Right.
But at a certain point, you do have to kind of watch. You could just throw all the money at it, right? And then it doesn't appraise, and then you're kind of beat at the end. So I don't know.
And you start all over again.
Yeah, because then we do our market analysis. Okay, this house should be $200,000 or whatever it is, and it's got multiple offers. So then do you go to 220 or two? And I'm sure that's a sliding scale too, where you can go 20 grand over at a $500,000 house.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Right.
If you're at a 175,
It's a much bigger percentage.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, the point of all that is it's really difficult to know how much somebody else is willing to throw out there that's going to stay together. And if a
Right.
seller is just looking at, whoa, I'll take as much money as possible, or if on their side they're like, we've got this offer that's 20 grand over, but it's not going to appraise, so we might as well take the one that's 10 or 15 over.
Right.
Well, I do more listings than buyers. So on the sell side, what we'll do if we receive an offer that's questionable, like maybe it's kind of pushing the limit, we'll counter with whatever they say, but then we'll actually write in, buyer will cover the difference from the appraised value to the sales price. So if it's going to sell for $400,000, they offer $400,000, but it appraises for $380,000. We list it at $375,000. They're going to cover the difference. And if they don't agree to it, then we don't accept the offer.
Right.
Because again, I've seen it too, where buyers will come in like, we'll just offer in a crazy absorbent amount of money, knowing that it's not going to appraise
Just
for
to
it,
get the deal done.
just to get the deal
Deal
done,
done.
and then we'll renegotiate at that point, or we'll
When
try
the
to.
appraisal comes in? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's a horrible way, and it's not so much the buyer's fault; it's just their agent's probably not really educating them on the whole process. But you see that,
Yeah.
and so there's ways around on both sides how to protect it, from that aspect too, with some verbiage in the counter offer and the actual offer itself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure too that your price points are like you're going to get, as we know, anything under say 350 and even more so under 300. If it's any good, basically it's getting multiple
Yeah.
offers, and if you're under 200, you're getting cash offers and investors and all those kind of things. So that makes it even more muddled for everybody, just regular folks out there trying to buy their first house or whatever to compete. But when you start getting up in the 400, 500, 600, maybe you get 1 or 2 offers sometimes, but you just don't have as many.
Right.
and many people out there in those price points.
And they don't sell as fast. So, you know, we and that's the kind of problem. I've got a couple listings that are higher end right now, and you know, they hear everything on TV. Seller's market, homes are selling multiple offers, and I'm like, yeah, but
Not
you
in that
know,
price range.
not in that price
Yeah.
range. And there's certain levels where, you know, they're like, oh, people are coming with cash. I'm like, well, I would love if someone came in with $600,000 in cash.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's kind of not that often. And
Right, you could probably tell them meet somebody else who could do something better with that.
Yeah, I know.
$600,000, but that's I'm not a financial advisor.
yeah, or claim to be one. But there's just those certain parameters, and again, it's just that, like you were saying, those below 200, people are coming in with cash. And just to be clear, when someone pays a house with 100% cash, there's not an appraisal.
Yep.
So if somebody really wants that $100,000 home and they want to pay $10 million for it in cash, they can. There's no appraisal.
Right.
But the financing, when that comes in, then that has to factor that in there. But
Yeah.
So would you say you're seeing more times than not seeing your buyers getting involved in multiple offers?
Yeah, I just actually had a buyer also as well. My seller for my Apple Valley listing, we're shopping around, you know, and get this listed right away because they want to put an offer in on this house. 10 offers.
Oh wow.
how long was the house listed?
A couple days. They didn't get it.
Yeah, 'cause
You know, I mean, the offer was contingent on them selling their house, but they were putting a significant amount, they're going to be putting a significant amount of money down, conventional financing, but they need to sell their listing first, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's almost going to be the biggest deal killer of anything.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And then you don't know how many offers, it's a multiple offer situation. You have no idea how many offers put in.
Yeah.
You know, the agent's not going to tell you. I wouldn't
No.
tell any buyer's agent, oh yeah, we have 2 offers and one of them's $10,000 less than,
Yeah.
you know, you just don't know how many
Right.
offers are out there and what the offers are. So that makes it even harder.
Yeah, and that's a really good point too, because my buyers will ask, "Oh, well, what's the other offer?" I'm like, well,
I wish
don't
I
know.
knew.
Right,
Right.
and in reality, though, that's private information that's protected.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's the seller's private information that's protected. So their agent needs to technically have a written disclosure or whatever that says you can share this information with people. Which why the heck would you do that?
Right.
Right.
You're showing your cards.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
not like there's real estate agents go look up the offer website and see that
Yeah.
David's client offered 310 and Dawn's client offered 3.
Yeah. It's not eBay where you bid.
Yeah, you can't know that. So, but that's definitely a question. People are, well, what's the other? Well, then that makes this whole thing easy
Yeah.
on our side.
Well,
and not
$1
easy.
more.
and not so. Like it's the Price is Right.
That's right. $1.
$1, yeah, or 301.
And two is sorry to interrupt you,
No.
but as you know, when you kind of mentioned that too, as a buyer, it's part of our responsibility as an agent to tell our buyers in a multiple offer situation, you put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
So you may be overspending, but whatever number you come down, you have to be confident on. If you win it, that's what you feel confident in. If you
Exactly.
lose it, that's what you feel confident at.
Exactly.
Because you may lose it by $10. You may win it by $5,000. You just don't know, but you have to be confident in that number.
Yep.
And win or lose, you put your best foot forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the worst thing is,
Right.
you lost in multiple offers. You offered 310. You saw it sold for 311.
Yeah.
And the buyer's like, "Oh, I would have paid 311."
Right.
And you're like, "Well,
I would have gone to 315. I'm like,
you
well,
had
that
your-
would have been nice.
You had your
Yeah.
chance to do it before." But yeah, that's another suggestion. You have to. One thing we can't judge is what's in our buyers' hearts and their minds. So how in love is this the house that you have to have, or you can kind of take it or leave it, right? So
Yep.
if it's the house that you're completely in love with, then how does that translate to dollars? And that's the offer we have to, go like to what you said. If you can't afford to go $1,000 higher, that's one thing. But if you can,
Yep.
and you want it, then you have to. But if you're like, "Oh, I could take this house or leave it," well, let's not go look at it. But
That's right.
Right.
then,
Thanks.
then you don't have to be as crazy and aggressive, I guess,
Right.
is the whole point of that. But we can't judge how much they love this house. That's really up to them at that point.
Or how much of the, boxes are checked for their needs.
Yep,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you look at
That's
too,
what their needs.
and also too, you factor in, is it their first house they looked at, or is it their 30th house they looked at?
Yeah.
By the 30th house, they're like, yeah, this is our house,
Right.
like it or not. So we're gonna. But sometimes the first house they look at, and it could be that house. That's the perfect house. A lot of buyers are skittish. They're like, well, and our job, our job is to not show you 300 homes. Our job is to find you your house within maybe 6 to 10 houses.
Yeah.
So if it's your first house, hey, that's okay. You can write a good offer, but be confident in it.
Yeah, the house I live in now, my wife and I and our kids, I wasn't a real estate agent when I bought this house. I mean, we had lost out on, I want to say 2 or 3 multiple offers, and there were a couple that sold as we were in the house, and our agent would get an email or something that said, "Hey, this house sold." And, and then we kind of we gave up, and we went and looked at a house. We just said, "Okay, well," and we ended up buying something like $80,000 less than what our price range was. Yeah. We're like, well, this is silly. Let's just go find a house, and gave up.
Yeah,
and we got into multiple offers, and then went above list price. And I understand the language now, but the agent that we went to an open house, just my wife and I, the agent said, "Hey, we have an offer. It's not a perfect offer." I didn't know what that meant, but now I do. Right. And we put in a way better than perfect offer.
Amazing
and then we got the house, because I told my agent, I said, "This is what he said." She goes, "Okay, well, blah, 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 let's do this." And then we put in an offer that I'm convinced is way too high. But we got it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But I didn't understand the language. But yeah, we basically gave up because we probably looked at 25 houses, got beaten a bunch of multiple offers, and just things were, and this was in April of 2013. So at that time, the market hit a little a spike a little bit. So yeah, we basically gave up, which now I would hate for my buyers to feel like you've gotten beat 5 or 6 times. Now let's just give up and buy a house, because then you get buyer's remorse a little bit.
Oh, easily. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the buyer's remorse. And granted, and as an agent, I don't promote buyers just to write an offer just to get it and then start thinking about it. I mean, you still have to walk in, and you can kind of tell. We've done this business long enough. Buyer walks in the house, you can see on their face, for the most part, if that's the one. And you're like, I'm not even going to tell them it's the one, but I'm like, yeah, you see them walking around. Or if they're kind of going through, if they're nitpicking at things, they're probably not going to.
Yeah.
And the one thing, too, dealing with couples, you really learn about how much couples either talk or don't ever talk to each other outside of the show.
Right.
Or how separate they are.
Their level of communication.
Because you have one of them that'll send you, like, you'll get a list of houses from the husband, right? You'll see 6 of them, and you go look at them, and the wife hates every one of them. And you're like, well, did you guys, like, chat about it? Or, like, they'll say, well, we're seeing this one because she wanted to see it, or he wanted to see it. Well, it helps if both of you
Which
guys.
is okay, but see 3 of them that he wants to see and 3 of them that she wants to see. Then you can
pick your top.
Right. Because then, you'll never decide. Because then you go to multiple offers. One of them likes it, one of them doesn't, and then you just got to throw something out there. And
you throw
you're in the middle of a
you're in the middle of
sellers will pay for closing costs and counseling.
Yeah, right.
Right, that'll be
marriage
right
counseling.
In the middle of the marriage.
Write that into the offer. But no, multiple offer is something really big that you see it all in different markets, but definitely a lot in this market with no houses available for sale. So hopefully that was some useful information. So I think that we'll wrap it up for this week's show. So again,
Actually, I want to talk about the home buyer seminar.
Oh, sorry,
Oh, yeah,
home buyer
I have
seminar.
something I need to talk about
And Dawn
too.
has a major announcement.
You're just chomping at the bit.
Right?
I got places to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lakeville scares you. I know.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're clammy and sweaty.
Right.
So speaking of buying a house and being prepared and multiple offers and losing out, we do offer a free home buyer seminar. And we had one last month. Of course, we have another one this month. It's on July 23rd. It's a Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m., give or take a few minutes. And it's just going to be, we're going to go over the 7 steps of home ownership. We're going to have Scott Roiger of Onway Mortgage talking about the first step, which is talk to a lender. So it's a great opportunity for any home buyer. If it's your first time buying a house, your second time, or I always like the word bazillionth time to buy a home, you
It's a lot of closing costs.
Huge closing costs.
A bazillion times.
And moving must be.
Oh, and where is it located? Sorry.
Oh, it's located at the Lakeville Arts Center. And it'll be information will be on the link as well. But it's a good opportunity to come in to ask questions, get some valuable information. So you're not going to be going around shooting at the hip, looking at homes.
Right.
You're going to have a goal-directed, purposeful, meaningful home search. That again, our goal is to help you find a house within 6 to 10 homes, and it's not. We don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to waste your time looking at homes that don't fit your needs. So again, you can go to 7stepsofhomeownership.com. The link will be on there. You can register. We also are giving away a free 40-inch HD LED smart TV.
Oh, wow.
Free.
Free.
So you're giving it away for free.
Giving
For
away
free.
for free. Free.
F-R-E-E. Free.
Free 40-inch HD TV, and it's smart TV, so it's free. It's loaded. Couple caveats. One, you got to be present, so no distance. You have to be in the building.
Physically and mentally present?
Physically,
At least.
mentally, it's your loss.
Okay.
But
Just no sleeping.
Just no sleeping. No,
All right.
The teacher will kick you out.
we have a cattle prod, and sorry guys, but you can't be family members of team members to win,
Darn.
or team members themselves.
Yeah.
So again, go to 7stepsofhomeownership.com, register for the class. Seating is limited. It's July 23rd, 10 a.m. in the morning, and it's at the Lakeville Arts Center, of course, in Lakeville. All the information will be on the 7stepsofhomeownership.com.
So it'll be you register and then you're in a drawing, or how?
Nope.
What are the logistics there?
Good. That's an excellent question. So when you register, you're just registering for the class itself. So it's going to ask you your name and your email. So that way you're actually registered for the class, and we'll keep in contact with you, reminding you when the class is going to be. But then when you actually show up, we'll have tickets.
Okay.
So you sign your name and sign your email. That way we know you're there, and we know who you are, and we can. And the TV will be in the room, physically in the room. We'll just hand it to the winner.
So you can walk away with it.
Walk away with it.
Perfect.
Nice.
And it'll look great in your new house.
And it's free in your new house. Yes.
There you go. Right.
And it's put on by the Imperial Home Team, of course, and as well as Envoy Mortgage with Scott Roeger.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
I have an important announcement, if I can
Speak up,
speak,
be
right?
proud,
I
yeah.
know. It is a scholarship. It is a golf tournament fundraiser. The Jake Flynn Scholarship Golf Tournament fundraiser will be held at Brackett's Crossing on Monday, September 19th. So it's a 4-person golf fundraiser. There'll be a silent auction, and there'll be a dinner. And it's for the Jake Flynn Memorial. So there'll be more information to come. Just wanted to throw the date out there, throw the location out there, and the silent auction and the dinner and the 4-person golf fundraiser. So, yep.
I'm sure we can put information on the website.
Oh, for sure.
Twin Cities
Yep,
Real Estate
once we
Pros.
get more detailed information. So,
And just for those that
Actively
aren't
involved in
familiar
that.
with the area, Brackett's Crossings in Lakeville.
Yep.
So it's just on the west side of 35. So it's easy access no matter where you're living, and it's a great opportunity to sponsor, a good kid.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
Perfect. All right. But that kind of, I guess, brings up a quick little segue before we head out of here. If somebody's got something they want to promote, we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So come on, let us know, and come on the show. And whether you're a small business or you have anything to do with real estate or houses or buying or selling a house or cutting the grass or whatever
Or
it
even the
is,
community.
or in the community,
Yeah.
yeah. Because a big part, if you live in Blaine and you're going to move to Lakeville, you want to know what it is that's going on in Lakeville and be a part of the community, or vice versa. So any way we can help promote the community.
And you don't have to be in Lakeville. As much as
Right.
I love Lakeville, you know that. But we will go outside. We've been remote a couple times, and we'd love to go to a brewery. Tossing it out, a brewery.
Names?
If you've got one of those.
Any
Names
breweries.
or what?
There's a few that we frequent, but there's any breweries that have just opened up, maybe in the city of Lakeville. That'd be great, or anywhere. But
There's a new cafe that just opened up in Elko.
there you go. There's a lot of
You'll have to
opportunities
talk to the
to
owner.
grow. So on our Facebook page, you can, excuse me, private message us, email us, contact us. But we'd love to expand, the realm. But it's a good opportunity to grow your sphere of influence and get your name out there. And any way we can help promote you, that's what we do.
So some free marketing and free advertising there in exchange for nothing except for you coming on the show.
Or maybe a beer if it's a brewery.
There, or beer if it's a brewery. Yeah, and like you said, we'll take the show on the road. We've gone on the road. We did a show at the IDS Tower. We went
Yeah.
to Harry's in Lakeville. And I think we've talked about this before, but I don't expect everybody to hang on every word of every show. But I live in Golden Valley. You live in Lakeville, right? So that's, 25 miles apart or something like that. Maybe not that far. So anywhere in between, or north or south or east or west, we'll, as long as we can put our little stage set up in your office or whatever, we'd love to come out there and do that. So let us know.
Awesome, yeah. And lastly, it was, if you hit Panaprog, it was a huge festival in Lakeville. So it's good to see the city of Lakeville growing and thriving. So again, we're looking to promote the city of Lakeville as well as other cities. So let us know.
Yeah. And this doesn't matter to the show, but my wife was at a birthday party this weekend in Lakeville. I told her to stop by and say hi to you, but she must not have done that.
No,
No,
she did, but she said don't say anything.
it was a client that I sold their house to that she's friends with, and she went to the party.
Oh,
in Lakeville. So
what day?
Saturday.
Okay, it was just chaotic. But it's fun. You see this cruise night. I don't know how many cars were there. It was just ridiculous, and so it's
I
good.
was walking in the parade with
Yeah,
the boys.
heard it was
Yeah.
like almost 200 floats in the parade.
Oh wow.
Yep, we were one of the last ones with a bunch of squirt guns.
Nice. You're the Wrapping it up.
Yep.
Speaking of wrapping it up,
See, that's my
I
segue.
never want to overstay your welcome. So that'll do it for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. Thanks to Don Seepersad from Remax Advantage Plus, and also David Nelson, licensed real estate agent with Remax Advantage Plus and the worldwide leader of the Imperial Home Team. I'm also licensed with Remax Advantage Plus to sell real estate in the state of Minnesota. My name is Ron Johnson. Thanks for joining us for the Twin Cities Real Estate Pros podcast. We'll catch you next time.